You see this train, it's always moving, but it never gets anywhere. That's the exact feeling so many of us have at the end of each month. It's the feeling of being trapped on a treadmill you can't step off. Every day, no matter how you feel physically, mentally, you try to give your best. Some of us might have to wake up early or come home late, or some of us are even stuck in traffic for hours. Despite giving it all, instead of feeling happy or relaxed, you feel like you are stuck in the same loophole month after month. This is what it feels like to live from paycheck to paycheck. Each month you get paid, you clear your bills, and you're left with almost nothing, sometimes not even enough to make it to the next payday. If this feeling is familiar, know that you are not alone. I have been there, and millions of us have been there. But the answer to this problem isn't as hard as you might think. In just 3 steps, I'm going to show you how to take back control and change your life from living paycheck to paycheck to grow your wealth. Let's start with step 1, gain control of your money. Think of your income as water flowing through a pipe. If you have less than you expected at the end, it means you have a leak somewhere. And the only way to fix a leak is to find exactly where the income is going. To find a leak, the simplest way is to check your bank statement. Look for small things that add up, the subscriptions you forgot about, or the takeaways that became a weekly habit. So, by doing that, you might or will end up saving some money. If you can't go through your bank statement or you feel it's so vague, the best possible way to gain control of money is by budgeting. Now, when you hear the word budgeting, you might think of complicated spreadsheets and calculators. Forget all that. All you need is a piece of paper and a pen, or you can just do it in your head. For example, let's say each month you get paid 1000. Before you buy a single thing, you allocate that 1000 for all the different kind of expenses you have in a month. For example, in 1000, rent might be 200, electricity and phone bills 100, groceries 100, travel 100, EMIs 200, food and entertainment 150. So once we deduct all of these expenses from our salary, the balance will be 150. By doing this, you will end up having 150 left in your bank account rather than zero. This is the most important moment in the entire process. By simply giving your money a plan, you have gone from potentially ending the month at zero to ending the month with 150 of potential. You have created a surplus, and the surplus is the key to everything that follows. So now that you found this extra money, it's time for step 2, build your foundation. So in step 1, you did all the hard work and found a surplus cash of 150. You have proven that you can have a money left over now. But now that money needs a job. And its first job is the most important one of all, is to protect you. Before we even think about investing or growing your wealth, you need to build your emergency fund. Why? Because we all know how unpredictable life can be. A single unexpected event, a car repair, a health emergency, or losing your job can force you right back into debt, and that whole stressful cycle starts all over again. So, that is why you need an emergency fund. An emergency fund is your financial shield. It's a pot of money separate from your main account that's there to cover your essential expenses if your income suddenly stops or reduces. The initial goal should be to save at least 3 to 6 months worth of basic living costs. So, by creating an emergency fund, you won't feel stressed like how you used to feel before. Instead of that, you'll feel happy and relaxed. So, how do you start? You start today with the money you have already found. Take at least 50 of that 150 surplus you have found in step 1 and move it into a separate savings account. This is the very first brick in your foundation. And remember, these figures are just for example purpose. So after creating an emergency fund, we still have 100 left in the surplus cash we found in step 1. With that, we'll start step 3, grow your wealth. And now for the final and the most powerful step. Step 3, grow your wealth. The legendary investor Warren Buffett gave the single best piece of financial advice when he said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. This step is how we make sure that doesn't happen. We are going to take that surplus you found and turn it from a simple leftover money into an automated wealth building engine that works for you 24 by 7. For growing wealth, the most important principle is that it's not about how much you invest, it's about how early you start. So let's go back to our example in step 2. We put 50 into an emergency fund and we still have 100 left. So what happens if you invest just that 100 every single month for 10 years? So let's do simple math. So if you invest 100 for every single month, that's 1200 a year. And after 10 years, you would have invested a total of 12,000. But thanks to magic of compound growth, assuming a 10% average return, your investment could be worth over 20,000. So that's how much you will make at 10% in 10 years time. But what if you invest 100 for every single month for 20 years? This is where the eighth wonder of the world, called compounding, takes effect. And the 20-year mark is where you truly see why. So let's do simple math again. So if you invest 100 each month for 20 years, your total investment would be worth 24,000, and that investment would have grown to 75,000. That's the power of compounding. Your money starts making money, and then that money starts making its own money. So you might be thinking, that sounds great, but where do I actually put all this money? Here are three simple common starting points, even if you don't know anything about investing. To start off with, let's start with index funds. Think of this as buying a tiny slice of entire stock market. You are not betting on a single company, but spreading your 100 across hundreds of the biggest ones. It's a simple and diversified strategy compared to investing in a single company, which can be quite a risk. With that being said, now let's move on to the second one, called mutual funds. Think of this as a professionally managed basket of investments. Instead of you doing all the work, you are essentially hiring an expert to manage your portfolio. That expert, called fund manager, pulls money from people like you and me to buy a wide range of stocks and bonds. And now, moving on to the last one, called robo advisors. These are apps that do investing for you. It's very simple and an easy process. You answer a few questions about your goals and the money you make, and the technology builds and manages a portfolio for you. It's investing made easy. And these three are common starting points for anyone who wants to start investing but don't know much about investing. And of course, you have to keep in mind all investing comes with a risk, and the value can go up and down at any point of time. The key here is to choose an option that matches your comfort level. This is just a brief overview to show you what's really possible. If you want a detailed guide on how to get started, how to choose the right platform, and understand these topics more deeply, I have put everything I learned into my book called How to Start Investing for Beginners. It's available on Amazon. I have provided link in the description. And that's it. That's the blueprint. We started with the feeling of being trapped on a treadmill, but in just 3 steps, you learned how to find a surplus, build your foundation, and plant the seeds for your future wealth. This isn't just about money, it's about taking back control. It's about running your salary from a simple tool for survival into an engine to grow your wealth. If this video has helped you see a new path forward, a like would be incredible, and subscribe means you won't miss out on this journey together. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week.